Your business is not where you want to be. You need to take massive action. And if that doesn't work, try something else. If that doesn't work, try something else.
Don't worry about planning to 100%. Instead, find the 2% difference. What can you do right now to get 2% of the way?
The more you do difficult things, the more you'll be brilliant at doing difficult things.
Rise and shine, it's espresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
So let's start your day off right together. Over to you, Tony Robbins. Also, if you want to learn how to have confidence like Tony Robbins and other successful entrepreneurs, check out my 254 series. The link is in the description below.
The fact that human beings, our strongest drive is the need to stay consistent with how we define ourselves.
So while you're in this passionate state, that's where you make decisions. So if you want to change your life, my friends, you got to change your physiology and you got to change your focus. If you find your passion, you're going to have this tremendous energy. It's sustainable energy. But momentum requires you always do the next thing to keep the momentum going. And the reason you get yourself in a passionate place is so that you change your life, and the only thing that changes your life is making a decision. So while you're in this passionate state, that's where you make decisions. You don't make decisions when you're like, oh, I don't know, what do you think? All right, let's decide. If you make a decision in a state without momentum, if you make a decision from a place where there's no passion, you are not going to get momentum. It'll kill momentum. It's decide, commit, and resolve. Some of you, in the past, you've gotten momentum, you've gotten passionate, you've even made a decision, but a decision is the first step. Decision is like a war. I got to do this or that. All right, I'm going to make myself do this. But commitment is when you now, after you've decided, you commit to do this for the long term. Whether it's hard or easy, doesn't matter. You're doing this. It takes it from this moment and it carries it into the future even when things are difficult. And the third state is resolve. Resolve means it's done. It's like, it doesn't even if you took action, it's done inside you, so it's done out there. There's no question whatsoever. Then once you decide, the only way the commitment and the energy and the momentum continues is if you take immediate, massive what, my friends? Massive what? Write down in your notes, massive action is the cure-all. Massive action is the cure-all. If you're having a difficult time with something, your relationship isn't where you want it to be, your finances are not where you want to be, your body's not where you want to be, your business is not where you want to be, you need to take massive action. And if that doesn't work, try something else. If that doesn't work, try something else. Keep going with massive action and you will find the way because it will give you momentum.
The first thing most people do after they make a decision is they plan, they strategize, they tinker, they think, and it's the worst thing you can do. Here's why. You make a bold decision. You say, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to go off and do this crazy, amazing thing. And then you go home and you think of all the ways that it can happen and you start planning and strategizing. It's amazing. You feel great. And then you wake up tomorrow and you're a different person. You wake up tomorrow a different person and that person says, you can't do that. You can't follow through on that. Who are you to take on that big idea? And then nothing happens. Nothing happens. And so the solution after you get an immediate idea is action. Don't worry about planning. Even imperfect action, just action. Because you need to build it into your nervous system that you're the kind of person who follows through. Because you need to make some commitment so that by the time you wake up tomorrow, you've committed to following through. That's the biggest problem. I call it the 2% difference. So what most people will do is they'll plan to 100%. You get an idea, you gotta plan, you gotta go home, you gotta plan. You gotta plan all the way to the end. And it's amazing, and you think about it, it's such a great place to live in as entrepreneurs, as perfectionists, as over-planners. We love living in that world. Don't worry about planning to 100%. Instead, find the 2% difference. What can you do right now to get 2% of the way? If you don't get 2% of the way immediately through action, you will never get to 100% of the way. So an example, I'm sitting here, standing here, walking here on the streets of San Francisco. I'm in the middle of my 90-day tour across 23 cities. This thing started Because I committed to my wife that I was gonna take her to every city in North America with 1 million plus people. It was a warm summer day, and I said, Nina, we're gonna go to every city in North America with 1 million plus people. It was a Wednesday afternoon. So what was the first step? It's not going home and planning to see how many cities are there. I didn't even know how many cities are there. No idea. It's not planning about how is Nina gonna leave her job because she had a full-time job. It's not planning about how long it's gonna take. None of that. Don't go home and start researching that. It's the wrong first step. The first step is, what's the one city that I can hit immediately? It's Wednesday afternoon. What's one city I can go to this weekend to start building immediate momentum, the 2% difference? And so I said Boston. I thought Boston was the closest city to us that we hadn't both been to. And so I said, Nina, this weekend we go to Boston. It's Wednesday. On Friday, after your work, I'm gonna pick you up and we're gonna go to Boston. And then I brought Danny and his business partner at the time, my camera guys, to help us film it. That was the start, immediate action. So here's what happens when you do that. When you go up to the 2% difference, you go idea to action, idea to action, idea to action. You start training it, you start burning into your nervous system, you start building momentum, and then, this is the magic thing, your head starts working with your heart. Your head, instead of talking you down from doing the crazy thing, starts thinking, holy crap, we committed to this, now I have to figure out a way to do it. Now I'm going to Boston. Now I got to figure out what am I going to do in Boston? Who am I going to connect with in Boston? Where are we going to stay in Boston? How are we going to get to Boston? What's our itinerary going to look like in Boston, right? Your head now starts working with you alongside your crazy vision instead of the other way around. Because often you make a decision feeling bold, amazing, unstoppable, and then your head talks you down from it. So I believe that the decisions that you make when you're feeling bold are actually the right ones for you. The decisions that you make when you're feeling bold, unstoppable, crazy, confident, you decide you're gonna do something, those are actually the right ones for you. And then your head gets to work and telling you why you can't do it. 99% of the rest of your life is your head telling you that you can't do it, that you're not good enough, that you're not strong enough, that you're not capable enough, that you don't have the skills, beliefs, mindset, the resources to be able to do it, right? That's the problem. So you make a decision, and then the immediate thing you have to do is do the 2% difference. Take immediate action on that thing. Don't go home and plan. Don't plan to 100%. The 2% difference, immediate action, train yourself. Idea, action, idea, action, idea, action. Don't judge the idea. Don't think it's crazy or too big or you have to go research it. Don't. Just act on it right now. Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, question of the day, I want to know what's a crazy idea that you have that today you're going to take some action on. Let me know in the comments below.
You're like a Navy SEAL. You've got the mission plan, now you execute it. Here's the key. The more you do difficult things, the more you'll be brilliant at doing difficult things. You get better at what you practice. If you complain, you're going to be Picasso level of complaining. If you eat bad food in terms of your nutritional plan every day, you're literally going to hardwire the neural circuits so that you become Roger Federer level at eating bad food. If you're a victim or a toxic person or what people call a drama mama, and that applies to men and women, and if you do it every day, for 10,000 hours, thank you, Anders Ericsson, who did the research on the 10,000 hour rule, you're going to be F1 driver, F1 champion driver level performance at being a drama mama. If you cut corners in your craft at work every day, you are literally hardwiring in and practicing. And if you practice it over 10 years, 10,000 hours in total, you're going to be Mozart level, Shakespeare level, Elon Musk level, Richard Branson level, Steve Wozniak level, Shaq level, Kobe level. At that, practicing mediocrity. You will get brilliant at what you practice every day, consciously and subconsciously.
I know for me, taking action really builds confidence. You know, sometimes you almost have to fake it until you make it. If you just act confident, you start to feel confident. Do you think that that's true?
100%. You can't, I say this all the time, I can't teach you how to steer a parked car, right? You have to be in motion. You have to be moving. And people wonder, have I really made a decision? The real way we know if you've made a decision to make a change is that it's followed up with immediate, massive action, as you said. And that's the thing. I think there's a lot of people invested in personal development to make it more complicated than it really is, as if there's these secrets, you know, whether it's the authors of the books or mentors or whoever it is. In fact, even you might be invested if you can make it yourself believe that winning is complex, Because really, complexity is the enemy of execution, right? But if you can make yourself think it's complex, then it's really not your fault you haven't won yet, because you're missing something. Rather than it probably being what it really is that you're unwilling or avoiding the work you need to do to really go build your company, or build your field force, or build your body, or build your life. And so it's being able to simplify things and really know that there is no key to really winning. The key is the hard work and keeping things as simple as you can.
And if you want more fire and espresso videos, check out the one that we recently did. The link is right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.